Welcome to the embassy. This is the first coffee with the embassy. I'm very happy to have with me Tighe Noonan. He's the chairman and CEO of Dulevo International. Welcome, Tighe.
Thank you very much, Ambassador. Thank you, Carlo. It's really a pleasure to see you again. It's simply a bit frustrating to not be able to come and see you in Kuwait City and to come to the embassy.
Right, thank you very much. Actually, as we spoke on the phone the other day, this is the idea to have a coffee with the embassy, trying this new normal before the coffee at the embassy, which is normally the typical approach we have in discussing about issues which are of interest of our bilateral relations. So I'm very happy to start with you, Tighe, because to me, Dulevo means a lot, and I will tell you why. First, it was the first big Italian contract made in the second part of 2019 after my arrival as ambassador to Kuwait. So I'm very happy about that. And we celebrated, as you remember, here in Kuwait. There was a very nice ceremony, which was very successful. And that's the first part of my proud. The second one is a kind of morning proud every day, because every day I go to the embassy 8 in the morning. I have to move from a neighborhood to another one, and there is a space where I stay in the car, where there are a couple of Dulevo machines working and cleaning the city. So this means really a lot to me, because I see Kuwait City cleaned by Italian machines. So just for people who know exactly what are we talking about, Dulevo is about urban cleaning, is about industrial and urban cleaning. It's a very important success story. You won a maxi order in Kuwait last year, kind of 220 Dulevo sweepers, I think. So I will leave you just the floor to give me some feeling of the contact you got in Kuwait last year.
Well, first thing, we're really so honored to have been chosen to be a preferred supplier for the needs of Kuwait and Kuwait City in particular. In the end, it was 241 machines, which is really an enormous order for us. And what's exciting is that I can see the same machines every day as well. How? Because the machines are connected by sensors, and we're able to follow through our assistants on the computers here how the machines are working, if they are encountering any difficulties, to think in terms of preventive maintenance, and to help manage them more efficiently so that they do a better job, and that we're able to optimize consumptions and things like that. So it's an industry 4.0 kind of relationship that we inaugurated with Kuwait City. And it's exciting also because it's a very strong traditional collaboration that we had with a local dealer, Tensifco. You remember meeting
Yes, of course.
and his wife, and we had that lovely dinner at Byblos, such an impressive place.
Right. Absolutely.
And then, of course, with NCC, with National Cleaning Company, which is the main cleaning contractor for the city and is our customer, if you will. So it's, as is often the case for Dulevo, it's on several levels. It's here in Fontenellato in Parma region, where we make the machines and where we make them also relying so much on the supply chain in northern Italy, and in particular in the Emilia-Romagna region. Dulevo has 92% of its parts coming from Italy, and 69% of its parts come from a region within 100 kilometers of the plant. So it's really the whole region that feels the connection. Everybody around, not just in Parma, but as far away as Modena, Reggio Emilia, and Milano, many people who take great pride in what we were able to do together there. But it's a relationship which we know will continue to build on. The other thing is that Kuwait, and this has been, of course, a very interesting year of great challenges, but among the challenges have been a number of leadership transitions in the region as well. And we were obviously sent, of course, immediately messages of sympathy and friendship in each one of these cases. But we could see how Kuwait City, as has been the case in the past many times, was for us opening doors to a different perception of Dulevo and probably of Italy in the region, because we have signed many more relationships throughout the GCC, I think as a result of people seeing the example of Kuwait City, which had the great foresight of choosing Dulevo to work on this challenging contract.
Thank you, Tighe. This is very interesting. Let me get back to you just one moment about yourself. So you were born in Detroit. You are very fluent in Italian, even though you say that it's not true, but you are absolutely fluent in Italian. Many years you're a banker in the first part of your life, Barclays, Société Générale, New York, London, Paris. Then you shifted to private equity, and then Dulevo. So tell me exactly what is the thread of all those segments together.
I remember when I was in New York at the very beginning of my career as a baby banker, a guy who was the head of the investment banking side of Barclays in France came to offer me a job working on mergers and acquisitions for him. And I said, Eric, he then became later on the vice chairman of Vivendi Universal, very serious guy. He was the head of Lazard Frères private equity arm as well subsequently. And I said, if I come and work for you, it will be a fascinating experience, but I'll be working from your industry knowledge and your contacts. What I really want to do is to do things methodically to the point of, at some point, actually knowing something about an industry really in depth. And so I did it a different way. But what I've done is interesting because I've become now entirely a non-finance person and very much an industry person. Finance should never be more than a tool. It should never be more than a means of pursuing other goals, which are much more about solving problems for people.
I want to ask you, coming back to the present days, were you more affected by COVID-19 in terms of working activity, or you think that the challenges that are behind COVID can help this industry to become more successful in the future?
Well, there are several dimensions to that, but you knew that asking the question, Carlo. The first one, what did it do to our business this year? And to be honest, our business this year took a big hit in terms of its overall sales. We reached 100 million euros of sales in 2019, of which over 20 million due to the Kuwait order. This year we will be at 70 million euros. So down 30%. But that takes us to the level we were at in 2018 and 2017. And that's interesting, well, sorry, 2017, 2016. And that's interesting because we did those numbers then working full capacity for 12 months. This year, the whole factory was locked down, no one coming in or out other than just some people in the store house to be able to continue to ship parts and support the trucks, just like the ones, the beautiful yellow trucks that you see every morning.
Exactly.
But other than that, we were unable to produce because of the lockdown for 2.5 months. And then we had this period of over 4 months where, as a result of all this, we're working at less than half of capacity. So it is as if we had a 2020 year of only 7 months instead of 12. So I see it as obviously, well, starting with a human level for many people, it's been a year of great trauma and in some cases tragedy. And we don't want to forget that. It's challenged people all over the world, including in the Middle East, which is a region that we both know and love very much, and continues to create challenges today. But it shows how much we have progressed as a company to go from making 70 million in 12 months to 70 million in really 7 months. And that, I think, measures as much as the 100 million of last year, the real growth behind Dulevo. One of the things that it will do undoubtedly will be to shake up the industry, because small players will have had a harder time resisting the pressure of this year, and to be resilient, to be able to come back. Especially, they simply don't have the financial wherewithal. We were very fortunate to come into this with a very strong balance sheet and no debt as a company. That makes a big difference when you go into a crisis like this. If you are paying off debts or having to refinance them, or you don't have debt. So as you can see, I am a former banker, but I learned to not be too dependent on finance to do what we're doing. Another part of it, though, is that it shows how important it is to really work on urban cleaning. And a new aspect that has come out of this crisis is a focus on sanification, trying to disinfect large areas. And that creates demand for a whole part of our product base in a different way. And that's true for both the industrial machines working in factories, warehouses, department stores, schools, and so on and so forth, as for the highway machines, especially in pedestrian areas, urban centers in particular, where you have a lot of people outside walking around, going from store to store or office to office. So, and we'll see more and more of that. There's no doubt that every city in the world will have an even greater emphasis on public safety, hygiene, sanification. One might question to what extent the crisis could have been controlled early on with more stringent controls of the markets, which served as the original foyer for disseminating the virus. If you have the opportunity in Milan to go to any of the markets as they are closing, you'll see every single one of them relies on Dulevo machines, because they're the only ones that can work so efficiently with these kinds of volumes. And now increasingly, after the usual job of first sweeping and gathering all of the refuse after the market, then comes the job of washing it, and now comes a third passage, which is a disinfectant, which is eco-sustainable and so on and so forth, but it's become a very clear focus. And that is possibly one of the things that you were alluding to, Carlo, when you asked the question.
Absolutely. This is a crucial issue, and I thank you very much for your words, which were very inspiring and very interesting. And I think I will stop here because, well, next coffee will be together in Kuwait or in Fontanellato, because I have to also to say to our friends in Kuwait that Fontanellato is one of the best kept secret in Italy. It's a wonderful village, and I recommend everybody to visit it because there are beautiful spots like San Vitale and other incredible places. So, Tighe, really, I thank you very much. I want to drink this first coffee with you, with Tighe Noonan, and cheers, and I wish you all the best, and I see you soon, hope, in Kuwait. Thank you so much.
I certainly hope
Thanks.
so. Inshallah, as we say, and
Exactly.
I'm sure it will be the case. And let's all look forward to a very happy and prosperous and safe for our families and countries and cities in 2021.
Thank you. Thank you, Tighe.
Thanks so much.